Who's your commander?
Good luck.
Equip.
Move to combat. Resolves.
Right.
Now, before you attack
Does
me,
anyone have an answer?
well played.
Good game.
Hey everyone, DJ here. You're watching the Jumbo Commander YouTube channel, and today's my birthday. So I didn't do a lot of video editing this week. Instead, I wanted to talk to you about something that I think is important. And that's just like making little steps to getting better at Commander. And so I have some advice for some of you out there. It's don't play counterspells. Now, this may be a controversial opinion because they can be really good, but I also firmly believe that they can be pretty tricky to play properly, and some players should ease into using them. Counterspells are tricky because what do you even counter? I mean, to break it down, counterspells require you to be reactive. It means that you understand the threat level of your opponent's thing while it's on the stack before it's even into play. That's difficult. It's also difficult because you can't really ask for help. That's one of the best things about Commander, is that sometimes you can figure out threat assessment from your opponents, and you can kind of do that with counterspells, but it's difficult to do without giving up the hidden information that you have a counterspell in hand. So you're kind of on your own with figuring out what exactly to counter. Another thing, let's say that you do decide to counter something. Well, in a multiplayer game, counterspells actually put you behind in terms of the table. So if we explain this, there are 4 players. If you use a card to counter someone else's card, you're down a card and you've answered something that probably needs answering, but 2 players did absolutely nothing and they've gained. Now, this is a very reductive approach. You know, if everyone did this, then no one would ever run single target removal. I'm just saying that you being behind is another reason why it's important to know exactly what to counter. I mentioned that counterspells are reactive, and that means that timing becomes particularly important, but timing is also difficult to figure out. Experienced players sometimes even get it wrong. I mean, it's difficult to know when your opponent's deck and their board states reach a critical mass where you need to disrupt them, where you need to hold up a counter. And some players won't be able to identify that because it's a really hard thing to do. It's also really difficult, personally, to know when you need to shift from disrupting your opponent to protecting your own stuff. That's actually one of the best things for counterspells, is protecting your own built board state. Experienced players get this timing wrong all the time. And you know, if a new player is always holding up mana to counter something, they might just spew their counter at something irrelevant and their counter didn't do what it needed to do, or they don't find anything critical to counter, and then they've just held up their mana for no reason. And that actually does have a significant impact on their game and the way it feels to play the game. Now, I'm not saying never play a counterspell. What I am saying is ease into it. If you are going to try to play some counters, I highly suggest playing modal ones first. Things like Neutralize, Archmage's Charm, Mystic Confluence. See, what these allow you to do is use them for development when you need to develop, and protection when you already have a board. It reduces the downside of you just doing absolutely nothing. And so if you don't find something to counter, drawing a couple cards is, well, that's actually just a great play anyways. And when you don't need more cards, when your board is great, then these counterspells can be blowouts and protect you and protect your game. That's a fun way to play Magic because you are doing stuff and protecting what you've done. So this wouldn't be a real hot take unless I got your opinion. Let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. Also, let me know what you think of this style of video. I have a lot of ideas just like this that I'd love to share with you. So let me know if you like this kind of video. I want to thank Cool Stuff Inc. They're the sponsor of the Jumbo Commander YouTube channel. And if you want to get those modal counterspells, use the coupon code JUMBO5 to save 5% off your order. I also want to thank my patrons. They're amazing. They support this channel. Thank you, patrons. And thank you for watching this video. Thank you for letting me post something a little bit simpler and a little bit different on my birthday. All right, everyone. Bye.